Hello everyone. So it's been a while since I've done one of these videos where I'm driving and I'm just passing on a little bit of wisdom. So my driving lessons, my driving wisdom. So off we go. Right, so what came to me the other day, which I thought about talking about, which I didn't at the time, but yeah, it came again to me this morning as I was brushing my teeth, as these things do randomly, were the words, what are you running from? Okay, and this is something that has come up for me several times in my life and always slapped me back in the face, because you know, sometimes we make the same, not mistakes, I'm not going to say mistakes, we have the same patterns that come up, and we do the same things to kind of either self-sabotage or to not look after ourselves. And one of those things for me was, you know, whether it's distracting myself, whether it's burying the way I'm feeling, not wanting to look at the way I'm feeling, not wanting to feel what I'm feeling, and running away from it in some way, whether that's like physically running away, like escaping somewhere, you know, wanting to just get away from everything, whether that's hiding in my room, or you know, not talking to anyone, yeah, all those things, or whether it's like I say, burying it with like drink, or numbing it with some kind of substance or whatever. Hang on a second. We all have our ways of running away from things, okay? Now, you've probably heard, you know, if you're into personal development, you're into all of this stuff, you've probably heard that the best way to kind of get through these things is to go through these things. And that is definitely true in terms of like emotions. The more you avoid your emotions, the more they are going to persist. They say the more you resist, the more it persists. So I'm coming up with all these little quotes today, aren't I? But it is so true. It will just literally stay with you. It won't go anywhere. If you actually sit with your feelings, you sit with your emotions, you actually pay attention to them, you acknowledge them, then they will just go away on their own. I was thinking of, when I was brushing my teeth, I was thinking of like a child and when they're in pain, or when, you know, when they're upset about something. Oh, a little squirrel, it's cute. Yeah, when they're upset about something, say for instance you had a little boy who'd fallen over and he had hurt his knee, right? If he had a parent that literally just shouted at him and told him not to cry, and you know, oh, to just get up, be strong, like, oh, you know, you're fine, don't worry about it, right? He is probably gonna, he might stop, he might feel like he needs to stop crying, and you know, he might be quiet because he's been told to be quiet and not cry. But his feelings have been dismissed, and so what those feelings would do is they will sit within him, and he will remember that for the rest of his life, because his body will hold on to that memory. And that's what our bodies do. They hold on to these memories, they hold on to these experiences, and he'll have a belief in him that says, I'm not allowed to show my emotions, I'm not allowed to cry, I'm not allowed to feel this. So he'll grow up and he'll be like, every time he feels emotion, he will be like, I'm not allowed to feel this, I have to do something else, I have to get on with it, I have to just deal with it, I have to be a man, I have to be strong, you know, I have to distract myself, I have to just, yeah, like I say, forget about it and move on. Oh, this really angers me. It really angers me when I talk about this, because that emotion needs to be heard, it needs to be felt, it needs to be seen, it needs to be experienced to leave your body, because if not, it would just be trapped. So whenever we're running away, whenever we're trying to escape somewhere, do something else, focus on something else, distract ourselves, numb ourselves, we are that parent telling ourselves, you're not allowed to feel, you're not allowed to have your emotions. Right? Now think about the parent who hugs that child, who holds them, who lets them cry, who lets them feel what they feel, who validates them and understands why they're crying, and nurtures them, supports them, you know, lets them feel what they, like I say, lets them feel it, lets them express themselves. How quickly do you think that child's going to feel better? And they'll move on. And I've just got an image of a little boy who's just had that experience, and then he just feels much better all of a sudden, and then he goes off and he plays again. He plays again, and he experiences the fun and the joy and the laughter in life again. Doesn't hold on to that emotion, you know, doesn't move on, knows that he's allowed to cry, he's allowed to experience his emotions, feels human. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, I just really felt to talk about this today because it's really important. And over the last few days I've actually experienced a lot of men sharing their emotions and being vulnerable, and I think that's why I've brought up the little boy situation rather than the little girl, because, you know, often girls are seen as emotional, overly emotional, sensitive, you know, always the one who shares their emotions and talks about things. And to be fair, a lot of girls do. Hang on a second, I'm at a roundabout, I've got a police car next to me. 2 seconds. Now I'm going to be really like aware because I've got a police car behind me. Not that I'm, you know, not that I'm a bad driver or anything, but I'm just aware of it. Anyway, maybe that's a, like, I don't know, like a security safety thing coming through. Everyone needs to feel safe to share their emotions and to talk about things and express themselves. So yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so boys are often told, you know, man up, or, you know, it's not okay to cry, it's a weakness to cry. And girls are often seen as, you know, oh, it's okay, you know, like, oh, they're a girl, you know, they're just emotional, that's fine. Like, so I've had a lot of, I say, a few guys message me and talk about relationships and want to be vulnerable and open, and it's lovely to see. Like, it's really lovely to see. And I've often felt like this whenever I've supported guys, that they really need it, that they really need to just be able to open their hearts and express themselves and be vulnerable. So important. And I feel really strongly about it. So, you know, because those guys are the ones that are going to be in relationships with women, and, you know, if they don't know how to be open and vulnerable and express their feelings, and, you know, if they shut down, if they don't want to talk, if, you know, that's going to affect their relationship. So we need to allow them to open up, and this doesn't mean they're going to be like overly emotional and, you know, too sensitive, or, you know, things like that. But if we just allow them to just have their emotions, be human, you know, they'll be much stronger, safer men around us. Okay, and they'll actually be more empathic and be able to support us better as women. You know, have you ever, I've just been shown, sorry, I'm probably going on a bit, but have you ever been shown a guy who was brought up with women, so he might have had loads of sisters, or, you know, been really close to his mum? You'll probably notice that they're actually more empathic, and they're more sensitive, and they're more open and safe, and yeah, they're better with women. And that just shows it, because they've been, you know, they've been around women, they've been around that that emotional environment, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go because I only get 10 minutes on here, so I hope that helped. And yeah, let me know in the comments whether this resonates with you. See you soon.